The manhunt for a Minnesota grandmother wanted for killing her husband and another woman in Florida is finally over. 56-year-old Lois Reese is now in police custody at a jailhouse off the southern coast of Texas. Police believe she shot and killed a 59-year-old Florida woman who she met at a bar earlier this month, then stole her white car, credit cards, and identity. Reese is also suspected of murdering her husband in Minnesota last month. David Reese was found shot to death in the couple's home. The Justice Department delivered copies of the Comey memos to Congress on Thursday. Former FBI Director James Comey authored the memos detailing his conversations with President Trump. They reference the so-called Steele dossier and a request for the FBI to investigate. In the memos, Comey does not appear to be worried about the fate of his job. Closer to home, major snow melt turned into a dangerous night for Wyoming authorities. Take a look. Parts of the Chief Joseph Scenic Highway slid out on Thursday evening. It's the same spot on Wyoming Highway 296 where a slide took out part of the road last year. At last check, one lane of the road is open. The moisture-soaked hillside will likely remain unstable throughout the melting season, but officials hope it doesn't receive any further damage. A new study highlighting the health and economic benefits of expanded Medicaid in Montana came out. That was the focus Thursday at Riverstone Health. Montana Governor Steve Bullock was on hand to lead a roundtable discussion and listen to local lawmakers, health providers, doctors, and administrators. The study shows Montana's expanded Medicaid program is returning huge dividends to the state, not only in terms of jobs and personal income growth, but also represents a significant investment in Montanans' health and well-being. Governor Bullock says it's a made-in-Montana solution that other states are now looking to replicate.
And it's been great that we've been able to, through this program, like through the HelpLink program, been able to demonstrate here's the difference it can make in individual lives, here's the difference it can make in keeping rural providers sustained and alive, here's the difference it can make with our 17 primary care community health centers. And we've been able to do it in a unique Montana way.
I think the biggest issue is that this program is working economically, it's good business, it's good medicine, it's changing people's lives, and it's good for our state. What we need is time to continue to see the full benefit of it.
And my hope is that people will understand that any one of us could be diagnosed with a serious health care issue. The question is, do we have insurance to cover it? And too many people, if we do away with Medicaid expansion, 100,000 no longer have that coverage, and in the end that cost gets shifted to somebody else because those people will receive services too many times in emergency rooms, and we could do preventive health care and save ourselves hundreds of thousands of dollars.
The future of Medicaid, expanded Medicaid, will likely come before the 2019 legislature, but there's already an effort to put the issue up for vote this fall. Initiative 185, now approved for signature gathering, proposes an increase in state tobacco taxes to fund Medicaid expansion into the future. Governor Bullock said he wholeheartedly supports the initiative, noting Montana tobacco taxes have not been increased since 2004. Meanwhile, one of Governor Bullock's longest-serving cabinet members is cashing out after 5.5 years. Revenue Director Mike Cadiz is stepping down from his post next month. The 61-year-old formerly served as Missoula's mayor and as the state legislature, and he says it's time to go back. And while he praises the agency he works with, he's also not without criticism. He says he regrets that the Bullock administration hasn't enacted the right reforms to the state income tax system. Governor Bullock says he'll name a successor in the coming weeks. Turning to Health Watch, Children's Hospital Colorado is teaming up with Billings Clinic and St. Vincent Healthcare to train flight nurses and NICU staff. These healthcare professionals often work with patients who are seriously ill or injured, or those in delicate situations like premature birth. Thursday's NICU Flight Education Day included lectures and hands-on skills sessions. Scenarios focused included newborn resuscitation and stabilizing patients before flight.
Well, as you know, most of the Montana area we service is very rural, and so we don't see a lot of premature deliveries, so this is very important to us. We don't get the exposure like we used to get when I was training in an inner city. When we see premature deliveries all the time, they're not as frequent as we see out here, so getting to get extra hands-on skills and training is very important as we fly out to some of these small regions to care for these premature babies.
Now switching gears, 3 days of bull riding action kicks off tonight at the Rimrock Auto Arena with the PBR, and with it comes increased security measures. Security will include metal detecting scanners at all entrances. Some of the items not allowed in the arena include weapons, knives, cans and bottles, video cameras, pepper spray, backpacks, and any bags bigger than 12 inches by 12 inches.
This is a heavier level of security for us at PBR than we've had in the past. They've been looking at this at venues all around the country, some venues even more secure in terms of what they ask to be done than what we're doing here. Anything we can do at Rimrock Auto Arena to keep people safe, that's what we're going to want to suggest to our promoters that they do.
And one last story before we take a break. Students at the Yellowstone Boys and Girls Ranch are pouring their hearts into their assignment. That's because each batch of jam they ladle out helps veterans. Q2's Asia Gore shows us the partnership between students and the Veterans Meat Locker.
Strawberry, then we also have blackberries. We started grapes.
In the summer, this field behind the Yellowstone Boys and Girls Ranch is full of fruit.
We had such a huge amount of fruit last year. I mean, Monday mornings we'd have to start 6 in the morning. We would pick all day.
That fruit made into jam by these students.
We use citric acid, pectin. After that mixes for 8 minutes, we use 8 cups of sugar.
In my opinion, I think I'm a pretty good jelly maker. I don't know if other people think so, but I think so.
There's a sense of pride in this classroom kitchen where young adults faced with adversity thrive.
I dedicate them who I am now, because they did a really good job helping me learn really good skills. They say take your time and do a really good job. Yes, it's going to seem forever, but it's going to actually work out in the long run.
Skills these students share with veterans.
Some jam for the Boys and Girls Ranch that we make out there, their students make.
YBGR teamed up with Veterans Meat Locker, a Billings nonprofit that collects wild and domestic game, pays for processing, and delivers to veterans.
We give each veteran about 15 to 20 pounds of meat free of charge. It's all professionally processed, and they can call us every month, and as long as we have it, we give it to them.
Chris Grodzinski and his wife started up the organization last year.
We collected up and handed out 8,000 pounds to over 600 veterans in the first year.
And now, veterans not only receive a bag of premium cuts of meat,
we've got buffalo, we've got elk, we've got bison.
They also get a little something sweet.
When he told me that the kids and them, all the work of picking and everything that they did to do this, and it was an honor for them to present this to us to give to more veterans. I mean, it was right in line, perfect with what the whole idea what we were doing with the meat.
Thank you.
Did you get it?
Yeah. This moment is about more than a meal. It's nourishment for the soul, a symbol of thanks.
Thank you for your service. Appreciate it.
For their sacrifice.
My grandpas were in the Navy and the Army. My dad's in the Air Force. It meant really a lot to me for doing this.
I hate to say it, I get tired of doing a lot of the running around and everything I'm doing, but to see that these kids are willing to do this with all they've got going on and this program, that just does fuel me to do more and drive more and get more people involved and seeing if I can even get more veterans involved.
In Billings, I'm Asia Gore.
Thank you.
MTN News.
And Asia tells us if you are a veteran or know a service member who could benefit from the giveaway, you can find the Veterans Meat Locker donation dates on its Facebook page.